Tell me,
Good. Yeah, good morning.
good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, feeling
Oh,
well. Little under the weather. Just a tiny,
really?
but yeah,
Weather change?
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little colder this week, and the kids are always bringing the germs and bugs home. So
Well, just wait until, no, I'm not gonna tell you.
thank you. I was thinking about it. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I was thinking about it just the other week and saying, yeah, there's some worse things coming.
Oh yeah.
As you pray, maybe they'll skip over him,
Hopefully
and
so. Yeah, hopefully so.
how are you
Well,
this morning, my
I'm
sister?
doing great. I was just getting ready to tell everybody about the special surprise we have for them.
Oh,
So
looking forward to it.
because you guys have been so wonderful to us this year. You have been a blessing to Faithful Fridays with Bridget and Bakar. This month, guess what? We're gonna get free coaching.
Awesome. I love it.
And Bakar is gonna coach us. And so that's his Christmas present to us. And so the whole month, because Bakar is our accountability and habit coach, and he's really good at what he does. And we decided. I don't know. Look at his face. Did we decide?
I'm excited. Yeah. We're
Okay, we
I'm
decided
listen, you
that
just you go as the spirit leads you, and I'm here to serve and to support and to help. So no, I'm excited.
oh, good. Because the new year is coming in fast, guys. So I
Right.
hope you have your goals ready. And if you don't, Bakar is going to get us ready.
Mm.
Because I need help. Because, I go back and forth. So I have my pad and I have my pen.
All right.
And I'm ready to learn. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot. We're going to let God use him. And
Mm.
we're going to get prepared for the new year. So I'm really, really excited. Thank you, Bakar, for doing this for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excuse me. Apologize for my voice a little bit. Um, excuse me. All right.
Bless you.
So, as we all know, we are at the end of 2022, going into a new year in 2023. I like to say that the year ends for me in November, right? And December
Okay.
really starts the new year. See, sometimes I take it all the way back to October. The
Mm,
fourth quarter is the first quarter,
okay.
all right? And the focus for this time of year is really to develop a plan, a vision, right? A plan of action or a focus to direct you, if nothing else, for the first 30, 60 to 90 days of the year, right? We can't predict every single thing that's going to
Mm-hmm.
occur. Um, but what we can do is establish a habit in the first
Mm,
part of the year that will shift our trajectory away from just doing the same things we've been doing week to week, but really help us focus in on doing something
mm,
specific, um, something relevant to your development and growth, whether it's in your personal life, in your relationship, in your profession or business, um, in your service, right? So one of the things I do with those that I work with this time of year is need to identify three main themes or three main areas of your life that you want to focus on, right? And we choose three. You can get up to five, but choose three because we can only really focus on one thing at a time. We can switch between things that we look at, but we can't focus on everything. All
so
right.
three main things to focus on.
Three main things to focus on. So example could be in your family life, building a better relationship with a parent. Right. Maybe that's something that's been on your mind or on your heart, or building a better relationship with your spouse or your children. Right. So you can think of, well, what are some things I could do during the first part of the year, right? in order to begin to develop that relationship or to rekindle that relationship? Is it a weekly phone call, right? Is it a daily message? Is it, you know, a weekly or bi-weekly or monthly outing, you know, where you go out to lunch or brunch or, you know, go to an event or a party. All right.
That's
If
good.
it's something that's important to you, put that into focus. All right. Let that be part of your focus. Um, it could be, I know for me, is complete an application to go back to school for a doctorate program. So I know that there are certain deadlines that are on the calendar that I must meet. January, February, April, and May. So those things are already locked in on my calendar. I'm finishing up the work now so that next year I'll be building that into my schedule. And although courses won't start till the second or third quarter of the year, I'll have my preparation done, right? If I'm intending to do those things, the work actually starts now.
Okay, so you
Right?
said deadlines, working on
Yes.
deadlines.
You definitely need to set deadlines, and they can be um, monthly deadlines. Right. So, hey, by the end of or by this point in January, here's what I like to have accomplished. All right. And then what comes next, right? The idea is to get a plan of action where you can map out the steps. You know, as God says that your steps are ordered. So map out your steps. What are the things that I need to do first? All right. Some people they start with, well, what does it look like in the end? Right. And work their way backward to what they need to do now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So excuse me, reverse engineer their process. Huh?
Okay. So
So
I
what
have building relationships, working on deadlines, making sure that we make goals to complete deadlines.
well the building relationships was an example.
Oh, okay.
And so I'll say there are five areas that I focus on with those.
Okay.
One is faith. Are you looking to develop yourself in your faith? All right. Another area is your personal fitness or wellness, right? I've got these 5 or 7 F's. And these are just areas that you can focus on. So in your faith, all right, what are things you do? I know that you mentioned something to me that you're looking to develop in your faith, right? By doing daily
Mm-hmm.
reading, studying, and sharing, doing more of what we're doing here on Faithful Fridays, but
Mm-hmm.
on your own, right? So that's one thing that you may work to focus on. And you need to aim to do that for 30, 60 to 90 days
Okay.
to make it a part of your lifestyle,
Okay.
right? So faith, your fitness, right? So that could be your mental fitness. Do you want to read more? That could be your spiritual fitness, which is different than developing faith,
Mm-hmm.
because faith is confidence in the things unseen, right? But spiritual is checking in with your health, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
as well as economically or financially, right? So when I think about your
I don't want
fitness,
to hear that.
so your fitness are areas that you're exercising, that you're practicing new, um, could be new or old
Mm-hmm.
habits,
Okay.
right? So are you increasing your practice, your work? And that was my whole focus for this year. Is what am I practicing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Am I developing my fitness and my health and my mind and my spirit and my finances?
Mm-hmm.
So those are things that you put into practice.
Okay.
Fitness. Another area could be family, and that's where you get into the relationships and friendships that are adding value, and maybe reducing or eliminating the relationships that aren't continuing to add value.
Wow.
And that could be a
Mm-hmm.
difficult conversation to have with yourself or with those who, you know, it may not be a mutual
Mm-hmm.
relationship. All right. Now I understand that sometimes our children, you know, they may not be giving equally into the relationship, but having that relationship with your children
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, being there for them and them there for you. Because over time the relationships will change. You may need them more than they need you
Amen.
right now, or down the road. So how are you continuing to build those relationships, or whether it's in your profession, right? Do you need to meet some new people? getting around some other people in your field or profession. So we can't always be focused on relationships, but what relationships are going to be your primary focus in the coming year? And then there's two other areas that we focus on. So we've got faith, we've got fitness, family, and then finances. Now, your economic fitness and financial health, two different areas. All right. Finances are the plans, the structures, the building blocks, right? The systems, the budgeting, right? Do you have a plan for your finances to improve your finances? Right? Are there some financial habits that you need to develop, such as saving or investing or eliminating debt and spending? Right? So taking a financial snapshot, and a lot of this for me came from working in the financial industry and understanding that there's some building blocks that you have to work on. I actually have an 8-step plan to improve your personal financial, or to develop a personal financial plan for you. Maybe we could talk about that on one of the meetings this month. And the last area, not to be overlooked, is your fun, your leisure, your recreation, and relaxation, because rest is an important part of the formula to maintain a healthy, high quality life. And so oftentimes we drum in this society that, all we have to do is work, work, work. Rihanna's got a song, work, 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 right? I think that all we have to do is work. And there is a significant spiritual work, there's physical work, there's emotional work, there's mental work. There's a lot, there is plenty of work to do. There's unlimited work, there's endless work that can be done.
Yeah.
Right. But without energy, without focus, without proper attention and detail, right? A lot of that comes from having proper rest and leisure, being able to enjoy the life that you're creating, right? If there's no joy in the life, what's the purpose? What's going to move you forward? So building in those moments of rest, relaxation, of fun, of joy, and that may be an area that you greatly overlook. You know what? I've been working so hard for the last 4 or 5 years, but I haven't taken a vacation for myself. I haven't gone anywhere, explored anything new, made any, significant new memories. That could be a new area that you want to focus in. So out of those 5, what are 3? 3 areas
I can see them right off. I can see them
you
right
can.
off. This year has been just a lot of work for me and no fun. I remember we used to go on vacation all the time. I mean, we would take even weekend trips, and we didn't even do that this year. I know 2020 was rough, for everybody. We couldn't go anywhere. And I think 2021, we were still trying to find our way. But I think I'm still in that 2020 mode, where it's just kind of, and I think 2023 is going to be a really great year because I believe that we know how to navigate ourselves better through what we've gone through. And so we're able to go back out again and just to have that fun, And let me bring you all up to date what's going on. So this morning we have with us Coach Bakar, not just Faithful Friday Bakar, but Coach Bakar. And he is all month long. He's going to be with us talking about accountability and habits to form for the new year. So we really appreciative of everything that he is doing for us this morning and throughout the month. So Bakar, tell us a little bit about your coaching business.
So in 2021, make sure I get the year right, I established a coaching practice called Habit to Greatness.
Okay.
It's an accountability and habit forming platform, really to help people develop discipline, but also increase their confidence, consistency, control over their lives. All right, and to become better collaborators when it comes to accomplishing the things that they want to accomplish. So one of the key things they also focus on is getting clarity about what you want in your life. And
Mm.
so for the last 2 years now, going on 2 years, that's exciting.
Yeah.
But for the last 2 years, been helping individuals and groups to be able to put together an accountability plan and practice into whether it's their organization, whether it's their home, in their business. Because oftentimes, there are a lot of people who are solo entrepreneurs that I've come across in my work who are practicing and doing things all on their own. And one of the first things I realized is not only did I need accountability, but I needed a team of people to work with. Right. So even collaborating with Bridget here was one of those spaces where I knew that, and I can add value to this area. Right. But also when we first met, realized that, okay, she's got a lot going on, but it's having a hard time to focus. And that's the difficult part. If you can't stay focused on a task long enough to see it through the end, or you can't stay focused on an objective or a goal that you have long enough to see it through the end, it won't get accomplished.
Amen.
And what that does is develop a habit of you disappointing yourself. It develops into disbelief in yourself. And so over the last 2 years, I've been helping people not only to recreate a belief system that serves the person that they're becoming.
Okay.
Align their actions with those beliefs, and also get better at setting proper intentions, or better, another way to put that is making true or sincere and honest commitments to the person that they say they want to become.
Amen.
And so I'm working with people 30 to 90 days, helping them to really get that plan in place, and then over the remainder of the year, continuing that process. Because the thing about building a muscle or building new habits is the first habit you have to learn is how to build a good habit. So in the first 90 days, I help people to develop a good habit. It's completely, rearrange their mind and their way of doing and looking at things. So
yeah,
it's been a
Bakar is really good, and I know God connected us, because he is right. My focus, I'll find something that I want to do, and I'm all in it. I'm like, yay. And then maybe a couple weeks down the road, I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. And Bakar has really helped me focus, even though he may not realize it.
I see it.
Yeah.
When we get those calls, right?
Yep. I'm like, okay, Bakar, I'll see you Friday. And it has now become a habit, and it's a good habit. And now it's it's not like, oh God, it's Friday again. I'm excited. I'm up. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I have what I want to say. God has, I've talked to God during the week. God, what do you want us to talk about? And it's been wonderful. So I appreciate you, Bakar.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And
thank you.
The importance of this work, though, is to become the person that you say you want to be. Right? It starts with, as James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, shares, is it starts with your identity first. If you don't believe you're the type of person who can achieve and accomplish the things you said, then you won't.
Yeah.
It's pretty plain and simple. How you identify is oftentimes going to be a predictor of your results. And so, like I said, the founding work is shifting your identity.
Yeah.
All right, hey, you think that you're a spiritual person, that you want to serve, you want to teach, you want to do these things in life. Where's the evidence?
Amen. And even this Faithful Friday has even helped me focus so much that I have 2 houses and a club. Yes. And hundreds of members in each house and each club. And
awesome.
I know, and just growing. The other side of trauma is at 1,900 members.
Congratulations.
And it's like, but that's God. That's me being able to focus now, because it takes time to cultivate. It takes time to be in these houses and in these clubs. doing what God is telling you to do.
Mm,
Because if I let it go, people are going to stop coming. They're going to pull away their membership. So I know I have to be there consistently.
absolutely.
So thank
Right.
you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Right. And consistency, it comes with doing what you say you want to do long past the excitement of starting it
Hmm.
has passed,
Hmm.
right? So doing it, the consistency, and this is what I teach in my coaching practice is you're just trying to stack small wins every day
Yeah.
and keep that streak going, right? We've been doing Faithful Fridays for almost, when did we start? In May? So
Was it
going
May?
on 7
Yeah.
months.
And
We've been
then
doing it for over half of
and
the
then
year.
before that we were doing the monthly podcast.
Hmm.
So actually
So it started
it'll
off,
be a year in January.
oh man.
No, was it it was the end of December. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it
when
was
we
like
started
New
connecting and
Year's.
reaching
Yeah.
out. So we started doing some coaching contacts and
Hmm.
going live. And after about 3 months, we realized, okay, we have something that
Hmm.
we're doing consistently. Then we had a conversation.
Hmm.
Said, man, we could do this weekly, where we can really focus on something that's helping us both develop, study the word, but also add value to those that are part of the community.
Amen.
And that's how Faithful Fridays was born. And now
Yeah.
we've just been going consistently in this space because it's something that one adds value to our lives, right? It's something that we know that we're sharing, and then we're showing up for ourselves in a way that we haven't before.
Amen.
So
Amen.
there's something that keeps not only us coming back, but also showing others how a habit is really formed. You just have to keep
Exactly.
showing up and
Exactly.
celebrating the little things. And I think we take it to a ridiculous level. We take it to in A2G and the habit to greatness. Everyone that work with, we take it to a ridiculous level. Um, like the small wins. Man, I woke up this week. That's a small win. I
Hmm.
got out of the bed. 2 feet touched the ground. Those are small wins. But if you could stack a bunch of small wins early in your day, right, or get the things that you want to accomplish earliest in your
Hmm.
day, the rest of your day is bonus,
Yeah.
right?
I never thought about it like that. So
Oh, man.
you say stack small wins.
Small wins throughout the day and day after day, right? If
Okay.
your goal is to wake up when your alarm goes off, if you do that one day, man, you got a winning streak going. If nothing else goes your way that day, instead of focusing on the things that haven't gone well,
Hmm.
we get together or we've gotten together at the end of the day or throughout the day and
Hmm.
say, what have you been successful at? And shifting our focus to the things we are doing
Hmm.
instead of the things that we're not.
That's
Because if
good.
we focus on what we're not doing, we're going to continue to not do those things.
Yeah.
Just like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago when we were looking at our vices versus our virtue. If we
Hmm.
focus on the vices, oftentimes the things that we're not doing, we're going to continue to do those things because that's where our focus is. But if we shift the focusing on the virtue and start practicing and setting, certain habits and developing in those areas, we'll continue to grow in those areas and we won't have time to think about the stuff we're not doing
Hmm.
because we're focused on the small wins. Man, I got to get my win today. How can I get a
Oh,
small
that's
win?
good.
Absolutely.
That's really good. And I'm a person that loves challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So a person like me would love doing stuff like that.
Love it.
What do you
And
write?
that's what this,
Do we write it down or what do we do?
absolutely. I
Okay.
have everyone that I work with to keep an accountability journal. Now, it could be a, a, a notebook, just like what you have. I have like a five subject notebook because there's a lot of days in the year.
So
But
is
if
it like
nothing
a
else,
journal? Is it like a journal?
yeah, keep it like a journal to be able to track your small wins. So the night before, you could say, okay, this is the one thing that I want to accomplish,
Hmm.
right? And like I said, we simplify it, right? You may have 12 things that you like to accomplish for the year,
Hmm.
but you can only focus on one thing at a time,
Hmm.
right? And seeing it to a point where it becomes a part of your lifetime, it does take some consistency. It takes repetitions, right? It's not just time; it's
Hmm.
repetitions.
Okay.
The reason we sometimes look at time is some things do. operate on the cycle of a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take 90 days to get 90 reps of waking up on time or waking up close to time, right? Right.
Okay, so you're giving us a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna kind of take all this in because we don't wanna because you know me, I wrote stuff down, but I don't want to get overwhelmed, and I
Right.
don't want you. I want you to save some.
All right. And let's just go back to the beginning.
Okay,
What are the keys to get started next year? Is identify three of those
three
5 areas that you want to
three
focus
main
on.
focuses.
Right? Is it your faith? Is it your family? Your fitness? Your finances? Or fun?
Oh, and they all are so important.
They are.
Now, do you prioritize based on?
That's that's a huge part of the alignment, right?
Okay,
Is prioritizing. So for you, put them in order. What's number one? What's number two? What's number three? And actually do an exercise. We can do this next week.
okay.
Um, to put them in order. But yeah, we're not going to be able to go through the entire program this month. But with those 5 areas, can you identify something you want to accomplish or how you envision growing? Right. What
Okay.
we often like to say is, who are you becoming in that area
Mm-hmm.
of your life? And write down a description.
And y'all, Bakar he has so much knowledge. So he's going to give us as much as we can get in this month. But guys, please contact him.
Oh
He
yeah.
is so good. Contact him, like back channel him and set up a session with him. And just like he does these, what is it called when you set up a session, just a discovery call?
Yeah, a clarity call or a discovery
Okay.
call.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
actually can share the link in there
Okay,
for
good.
anybody who wants to do that.
Yeah, because he has so much, so we won't be able to get it all in this month. But please do
And
a
if,
discovery call with him, and y'all can set up something for the rest of the year.
absolutely.
That's good.
Yep, they can go to that link there and set up a one-on-one call. It's 30 minutes, and I'm telling you, it'll change your life. It'll change your life just to begin to explore what is
Hmm.
your life going to look like in 30 days. That simple question: how do you want your life to look different?
And the thing about it is, because we don't take the time to even think. Just the stuff that you talked to us about today.
Mm,
We may think about it kind of like but we're not sitting down intentionally thinking about it. We're kind of like, oh, I know I need to spend more time with my husband. I know I need to spend more time with my children, but we're not intentionally putting it down on paper saying, okay, Tuesday nights, that's going to be date night. Just
hmm
making a plan and sticking to it, a habit.
Yeah, yeah. And oftentimes it's because a lot of other distractions are
Hmm.
easier to do.
Oh, yes.
It's
Oh,
easier
yes.
to pick up your phone and click into social media. It's
Hmm.
easier to pick up the remote and turn on one of your favorite binge-worthy shows.
It's
It's
distraction.
easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to grab a unhealthy snack
Hmm.
instead of making yourself a healthy
Hmm.
robot. So how can we take those things that are easy for you and make the things you really want to do for yourself just as easy?
Exactly. And even this year with me taking on different projects and stuff, I finally realized I cannot be available for everybody else every day of the week. So
Absolutely.
now what I do is I know Tuesday nights I have this, Wednesday night I have that, but the rest of the week is for my husband unless I have a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Before I was just kind of like, oh, every day, every night, and it was taking away time that I needed to be spending with him just to kind of talk about what happened today. How was your day?
Yeah,
Just to have a good conversation. So now I'm getting to the point where I'm taking, 2 or 3 nights or whatever, but not the whole week and not all
absolutely.
day long, you
Right.
know.
And we have to think of those areas of focus, right? And this is what I teach to to those that I'm working with is those area of focus are like a wheel.
Mm-hmm.
We constantly can rotate to
Mm-hmm.
shift our focus, not only over the year, but really throughout the day.
Yeah.
Right. So my aim is to touch on those 5 areas every day in some way,
Hmm. That's
and
good.
and prioritize them in a way that I'm constantly checking in. It's the maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
doing maintenance, right? Waking up and praying or reading from the word, even if I read just one word,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's my bit of faith that I get
Mm-hmm.
every day, right? Doing
That's
10
good.
minutes exercise at minimum is getting in my fitness,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Helping my son get up and helping my
Mm-hmm.
wife get up out the
Mm-hmm.
door.
Yeah.
That's my family
Yeah.
connection early in the morning. So I'm checking off
And that's
all of
every
these areas,
day.
and
Yeah.
it's every single day. So it's small things like that that can build a
Mm-hmm.
habit of keeping those areas in focus. And so when it's time to focus on a larger project,
Mm-hmm.
you already have a rhythm to the things you do consistently, and you can make small adjustments to add to it, right?
I love that. I love that. You know what? We really do love structure.
Oh yeah.
People, I think we were born, God put that in us to have some balance, some
Hmm.
structure, some discipline.
Yeah.
And
He
when
gave
we're
us free
not, yeah,
will, but
exactly.
it's the will to choose the rules and order that he gives
Mm-hmm.
us. And building habits is something that's built into our DNA,
Yeah.
right? Our mind
And I think it
naturally wants to
centers
make things
us.
easy. Oh
I
yeah.
think it centers us.
Well, the thing is, if you're no matter what you're building, right, you're either building a habit that's serving you or habits that aren't, right? And the habits that aren't serving you, well, they kind of build their own
Yeah.
that continue those patterns,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's important to really be intentional
Yeah.
as you move forward about the things that you want. And you can have the life that you want by just adding small elements to your day. But it does
Wow.
take some discipline. It takes a bit of focus. It takes having some clarity about what those things.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways we do that is just writing it down, making it
I
plain.
love that. I'm like visioning my board right now. I'm thinking about getting like a board and
Hmm.
putting like each one of those down and each day checking off like
Oh, that would be lovely.
like a week. And then after that week is over, I erase the check marks and start the next week.
Hmm. I give you a better one. If you have one of those large 12-month calendars,
Uh-huh.
you can use that as a constant check.
Oh,
And you
that's
know
good.
what? You can, instead of erasing it out of there, you can see your streak continue to grow.
Oh.
Week after week, month after month. Man, I've had 45 days where I've said I love you,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where it becomes a part of what
Yeah.
you do every day. And your mind is saying, just like, and this here's the beauty about building habits. And I think everybody's probably had this experience where they woke up, they drove to work or to a location that they were very familiar with, and then didn't realize or weren't really actively conscious of what was going on while they were driving there, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were on autopilot. They don't even remember how they got there,
I
right?
know.
And because they've done it so consistently, their brain has automated that process, made it simple, has cued in on all of
Mm-hmm.
the things it needs to see that are regular or normal. So
Yeah.
it's using your mental resources for something else,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you make habits like getting up and saying I love you
Yeah.
every day, when it becomes a habit, your brain will just automatically tell you, hey, you didn't say I love you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
Yes.
And
That's
then
true.
it can use your mental energy. So in the beginning, the hardest day in building a habit is the first day. If that doesn't free you, I don't know what will. The hardest day in building a good habit is the first
Yeah.
day.
Okay, Bakar, you have given us so much information. So, guys, y'all have homework. I
Yeah.
didn't tell you that part.
I love it.
Okay,
Gotta have
Bakar,
homework.
give them their homework.
So it's identify 3 areas, whether it's in your faith, I don't know if you want to type it in, but 3 areas that you want to grow in 2023.
I don't think I have it won't let me type it in. We'll go
Uh,
back and put it in.
I have it in your faith, your family, your fitness, finances, or fun. Identify 3 areas that you want to intentionally grow
Okay.
next year. All right. And write a description of what it's going to look like. How do you envision
Ooh.
that growth?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh boy, you rough.
So don't just identify the area saying, man, I
So
want to
write a
do better
description.
of what it's going to look like, right? You need to have a vision to write that vision and make it plain to yourself that, hey, I want to connect with my, with my mom on a phone call every week
Hmm.
to build that relationship. And after 3 months of doing that, right, that I have a better relationship with my mom where we talk all the time.
Hmm.
And maybe something that you want to do. But it has to start
That's good.
with envisioning what is it going to look like in
Hmm.
your life, right? And make it fun, make it
Hmm.
exciting, make it joyful, make it, pleasurable, right? Don't make it a
I'm excited.
task.
I'm excited. I
All
already
right.
know. I went to the doctor this week, and I know one of my main focuses is got to be fitness. It has to
Mm.
be fitness for my health. So I know I need to. So I'm gonna have to come back next week with some solid stuff for you.
Oh, I love it.
So I'm gonna
Absolutely. And
come back. I'll come back with some solid information for you.
I'd love to share a couple of testimonials as well. Just, you testified and talked about how it's helped you. But I've helped different people to increase and double their income,
Oh
right,
wow.
within the year, right? And it was something that I was doing at the same time
Yeah.
when I first started in the business, or with my coaching practices. So to double the income, to see that kind of growth by
Hmm.
being able to focus on the little things that lead to
Hmm.
it, have helped, a young woman get off of
Oh,
welfare
oh
by
wow.
becoming more independent and taking responsibility for,
Hmm.
you know, her daily actions. And so, it was a longer process, but seeing that kind of
Oh
transformation, I
yeah.
didn't even know kind of thing was
That's generational stuff right there.
absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
Um, have helped gentlemen to develop a better plan, working with
Hmm.
their family, right? To spend more time with their family and children, right, and be more available to
Hmm.
them while continuing to still work, provide, and do the things that they felt were necessary for that.
Hmm.
So,
Oh yeah,
um,
that's breaking generational curses right there.
when people start a business, right? You say
Yeah.
you want to do it. Here are the steps that you need to do. Improve, become readers.
Hmm.
There's a guy that I work with. He said, "Man, I haven't picked up a book in almost 20 years. Now he reads daily,
Wow.
you know,
That's
and
amazing.
it's just little things. So,
But
um,
that's God's gift to you. God gave you that gift to work with people, to show them who they are, how he sees them. And I think that's amazing
I appreciate
that you can,
it.
yeah, that God gave you that special gift that you can see someone better than they can see themselves.
Well, I think we all have a little bit of that gift because we all have blind spots.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here as some guru, some perfect guy who's got it all figured out.
Hmm.
I am and will always be a work in progress, right? And it's in that space that I realize that I can never allow myself to get too comfortable,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
I
I've
can
seen
never
you.
allow
I've
myself
seen
to.
you chill out a lot over the years.
Well, I had to
You
because
have
I had to.
chilled out.
I've had to cut out some things that weren't necessarily adding to the quality of life
Hmm.
that I aim for, right?
Hmm.
I've had new
Hmm.
responsibilities and things to focus on when it comes to developing my family.
Amen.
Um, I've had to build different relationships with people in various communities as
Hmm.
God has directed me. And
Hmm.
so being able to show up here with you on Faithful Fridays has been maintenance for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also been helping me to continue to develop those relationships to speak and share the word. Like I said, to do the spiritual maintenance that's regular to me, but also be accountable to someone
Amen.
as well. I know if Bridget's here, I'm here. And Bridget knows if I'm coming, she's got to
I'm
be here
here.
too,
Yep.
right? So we'll talk about that a little bit more, setting up the right people in your lives to help you to
Ooh,
develop those things.
that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. So we're gonna let y'all know what next week's subject is gonna be, so y'all can be prepared. But the homework for this week is,
Choose three areas
areas
and write a description of
and
what
write
it's
a
going to look like.
description and what it looks like.
Awesome.
Thank you, Bakar.
Oh, my pleasure.
You're a blessing. And guys, we're gonna see you on next Friday. Be ready, pencil and paper. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.